So guys, welcome back to the channel, and on today's video, and there is a reason for today's video, but today's video I'm going to be comparing the Nike Pegasus 38 with the new Nike Pegasus 39. And the reason I wanted to do this video, well, listen, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I did post a review of the Nike Pegasus 39 recently, but I've gone on a few more runs in the 39, and I realized that I've had this nagging feeling in the back of my mind that I've been enjoying the Nike Pegasus 38 a little more than the 39. Now for the first 50 miles of running in the Pegasus 39, I didn't run in the Pegasus 38. So it made me think, am I just imagining it? Have I romanticized the past? And the answer is no. I think the Pegasus 38 actually feels better, for me at least, to run in than the new Pegasus 39. And that defies expectations, because on paper, the Nike Pegasus 39 is a superior shoe. Let me tell you about both these shoes, and then I'll tell you why I like the Pegasus 38 better than the 39. And you're probably going to be surprised once we start talking about the specs. Now both the Pegasus 38 and the Pegasus 39 have the same drop. It's 10 millimeters. Pretty standard for the Pegasus. I've run in a lot of Pegasi, and I don't remember when it was anything but 10 millimeter. And both have the same stack height. We have 33 in the heel, 23 in the forefoot. Both the 38 and the 39 are using React foam. However, as I'm holding both shoes here, it seems that Nike has tweaked the formulation of the React foam just a little bit, because the Nike Pegasus 39 is just a little softer to touch. When I'm pressing into the side, it seems to be giving a little more than when I press into the side of the 38. Now, one of the biggest differences between the Pegasus 38 and the 39 is the weight. And between these two models, Nike has been able to shave off 0.7 of an ounce, or about 20 grams. But I wear a men's US size 13, and that's not sample size. That's not what they put on the website. So in my US men's size 13, the Nike Pegasus 38 weighs in at 12.8 ounces, or 362 grams. The Pegasus 39 weighs in at 11.2 ounces, or 317 grams. So in my size, the difference is actually noticeable. Well, it's not noticeable when it's on my foot. It is noticeable as I'm standing here holding them. This is 1.6 ounces, or 45 grams heavier than the Pegasus 39. And I know what you're thinking. You're already thinking, Matt, you're crazy. You're crazy to like the 38 more than the 39. Maybe I am. Well, let me just add to the evidence for the insanity of liking the 38 more than the 39 by telling you that after I went out for a run in the Pegasus 38, and it was a hot run, I sweat a little bit, when I put it on the scale after, it weighed 14.2 ounces, or 403 grams. Now the Pegasus 39 is not exempt from gaining weight when I sweat into it. Still like a sponge. And after my run in the Pegasus 39, this shoe weighed in at 12.3 ounces, or 350 grams. Now, listen, I don't expect you to remember these numbers. But remember, the Pegasus 38 weighs 45 grams more in my size than the Pegasus 39. And post-run, when I weigh in after they've both been soaked with sweat, Pegasus 38 increased its weight by 11.3%. The Pegasus 39 increased its weight by 10.4%. So not only is the Pegasus 38 heavier, it holds on to liquid a little more. I think by making this video, I'm actually talking myself out of liking the 38 more. But we'll continue. As far as fit goes, I find that the Pegasus 38 and the Pegasus 39 both fit true to size, and both have a very similar feel on my foot. Now, my foot is a little narrow, and the Pegasus is known for being a narrow shoe. However, both the 38 and the 39 are also available in wider widths. So if you do have a wide foot, probably best to try on the wide version and the normal version, see which fits you best. You can see by looking at these shoes when they're together, we can see that heel flare is a little more prominent on the 39 than it is on the 38, but the cushioning on both shoes are very similar. Maybe the 39 has just a little less width in the cushioning, but they both feel very similar when they're on the foot. And with both of these shoes, I didn't have any issues with heel slip, so the lockdown is good. The Nike Pegasus 39 has gone back to Flywire for their kind of mid-foot lockdown, and this is where they have dropped some of that weight. And ultimately, the laces loop through the Flywire, and then the Flywire is attached to a midfoot band, which really helps with that lockdown across the midfoot. Last year on the Pegasus 38, we have these much thicker loops holding the laces. Now the only thing different here is aesthetically and weight. So I guess it's both form and function. But my point is that it doesn't feel any different. The Pegasus 38 locks down my midfoot just as well as the new Pegasus 39. The upper on the Pegasus 38 is quite a bit heavier, but that is to be expected because it obviously held on to a little more weight, a little more liquid weight than the Pegasus 39. Pegasus 39 is using a much thinner exterior engineered mesh, while the 38 is using a dual layer kind of thicker mesh. Even though the Pegasus 39 is lighter, appears to have a lighter mesh, Pegasus 39 does not feel any cooler of a shoe than the Pegasus 38 did. Nike does say that they've added extra padding in the tongue of the Nike Pegasus 39. I assume they're comparing it to the Nike Pegasus 38. However, when I look at both tongues, that doesn't appear to be the case. Both the 39 and the 38 appear to have tongues of equal thickness. However, Nike has made some changes with the tongue, and the changes is most seen in the asymmetry of the cutout. This tongue is designed to just fit the top of your foot a little nicer than that of the 38. You can see it's got this little notch right here Whereas on the 38, there is no notch. The tongue just kind of goes straight across. Now, while I have put over 500 miles in the Pegasus 38 and I haven't noticed any issues with the tongue, I've got to say I like the look and the thought that went into the tongue on the 39 a little better. Okay, let's come down to the outsole. And you can tell just by looking at the outsole at first glance, they look very similar. And you can see on the colorways of both versions that I have, we have the darker carbon rubber on the heel and running up the lateral side of each shoe, and we have the lighter blown rubber on the forefoot. You can also see that the Nike Pegasus 38 has one small flex groove towards the toe of the shoe, and the Nike Pegasus 39 has two flex grooves, which makes the Pegasus 39 a little more flexible, but should contribute to the toe off. Now, one of the biggest differences, I think maybe there's a couple of big differences, but one of the biggest differences, aside from the flywire, is that Nike is now including 2 air zoom units in the Pegasus 39 compared with 1 in the Pegasus 38. So in the Pegasus 38, we had 1 air zoom unit right here in the forefoot. And the funny thing is that on the Pegasus 38, Nike tweaked the PSI of this forefoot air zoom unit in the men's and women's version, claiming that the way men and women hit the ground, or perhaps it's due to their average weight differences, that they've required a different PSI in the air zoom unit of each version of their shoe. Well, clearly that science didn't hold up for a whole year because they've done away with a different PSI in the air zoom units. But what they have done is to include another air zoom unit in the heel of the shoe. So the Pegasus 39 has an air zoom unit in the heel and in the forefoot. I assume just because Nike hasn't marketed it that they are the same PSI for both men and women. However, this year they haven't even let us know what that PSI is. And I think having that additional air zoom unit in the heel of the shoe is contributing to the lower weight of this shoe over this shoe. So now we're on to ride. And ride is the reason that I called into question whether I like the new Pegasus 39 as much as the Pegasus 38. Because even though the Pegasus 39 has a heel air zoom unit, which should make it a little more responsive when you're running at slower speeds or perhaps you're heel striking, I didn't actually find that to be the case. I found that just having the React foam in the heel felt a little better when I was out running. In fact, I hate to use the term dead, but that adjective kept coming up in my mind when I was running in the Pegasus 39, and that the shoe just felt a little dead. I expected a little more pop from it. Now, I'm not saying that the Pegasus 38 is a super poppy shoe, but I just like the way it rode a little better. I like how soft it was in the heel compared with how soft this was in the heel. And my friends, just so you know, you cannot gauge a shoe by pressing on the outsole foam. The outsole foam on the Pegasus 39 feels remarkably soft, but when you put it on, the ride is not as soft as you might think by just pressing it. It's not a firm ride by any means, but it's firmer than what you might think. So guys, listen, it's important to remember what the Pegasus is used for. This is a daily trainer. It's something to do a little bit of everything. And if you could only have one running shoe, the Pegasus shoes would tick those boxes. You could quite easily only use the Pegasus for all of your training and it would work out quite well. Of course, we live in a time of specificity where we have specific shoes for every different pace that we use, but there's still a lot of us out there that don't want 10 pairs of running shoes. And if you're looking for one pair of running shoes, that's where the Pegasus shines. Also, because they are so resilient, the outsole rubber is still looking pretty good. But the Pegasus are a great shoe to retire to an everyday or a walking shoe. I think my Pegasus 38 is still looking pretty good. So guys, this is what it comes down to. Because on paper and on video, because that's the medium you're watching, the Pegasus 39, far superior shoe. It's a lot lighter. It's got a little newer technology, but the Pegasus 38 just works. And it works pretty well. So I guess what it comes down to is that if you like new things, if you've got to have the latest and newest shoe, and if you cannot get over that the Pegasus 39 is quite substantially lighter than the Pegasus 38, then you're going to want to go with the 39. I'm not going to be able to talk you out of it. But look, the 39 isn't going to go on sale for quite a while. The 38 is last year's model. So we are going to see some huge discounts on this shoe. Add that to the fact that the Pegasus 39 is $10 more than the Pegasus 38 was last year, and I'd say we're going to be looking at the Pegasus 38 being $50 or $60 less than the Pegasus 39. And for that price, for that savings, I don't think the Pegasus 39 is better than the 38. Now, if everything was equal and they were the same price, yes, you'd probably be an idiot to not go with the 39. But for the right price, I think the 38 represents even better value than the Pegasus 39. And that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. I know there's a lot of you out there that do wait and buy last year's model rather than spending a premium and getting the brand new shoes as soon as they drop. And I think this is an instance where you can save a bit of money and still get a pretty stellar shoe. All right, my friends, hey, if you like running shoes, if you like daily trainers and the fact that they can do pretty much everything, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you're not already, consider subscribing. It really helps me and helps the channel. And thank you for staying all the way to the end of this video. It is much appreciated. And be kind, be happy, run well, and I'll see you in a couple of days.